What's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D. So I am back to give an update on this whole Akademiks case. I didn't even think I would have to come back and do this, but so many people have reached out to me to try to give me more information about this case, and I'm convinced that most of you who have done that have not even read the document yourself. So prior to making that video, I just skimmed through the document, but after people, have been reaching out to me, I'm like, you know what, let me read this document in its entirety. And that's exactly what I did. There are 32 pages of this legal document, and I've read every single line. Okay, I've come to some conclusions, and I have some interesting updates that I feel like just further confirms what I was saying. All right, first off, I don't give a fuck about Akademiks. Let's be clear. Whatever consequences that nigga face based on what he's done, that's on him. I have no affiliation to him at all. I don't care what he got going on. I don't care about him, okay? Let's start there. This has nothing to do with him. This has to do with me protecting my reporter ability. What y'all not about to do is try to come at me like I don't know what I'm talking about, because a lot of y'all niggas don't know what y'all talking about. I read the document. I can read, all right? So let's get into it. First off, there's something that I kept seeing being stated. People were saying that, those text messages that you showed, that was the police that was texting Act. That wasn't her. That is cap. On page 10 of the document, line 67, it states that she reached out to Akademiks herself. Okay, so I don't know where y'all got that lie from. I don't know what YouTuber told y'all that or what random janky website y'all read it off of, but that's cap. There's nowhere in this document that states that that woman had the police text Act for her. That don't even sound right if you even think about it. So they were pretending to be her and texting Act? No, that's not what happened at all. So look up the document yourself. It's on page 10. It states that she was in communication with Act. So everything that was in those text messages, that came from her directly, not from the police. Maybe there's an issue with English comprehension. I'm not sure, but my English comprehension is excellent, okay? I know how to read and I understand what I'm reading. But maybe people got confused because on line 71, it states that the police recorded the phone call. So after she was texting him and going back and forth and she felt like he wasn't trying to help her, she then went to the police and they decided to tap the phone call. So they told her to call him and they wrote down some questions for her to ask him on the phone call, and that's what they recorded. So they gave her some questions for that phone call, but that's after she was texting Act, and it's clearly stated in chronological order on this legal document. But again, English comprehension is a must. So I can see, I guess, if you're a little off in the head, a little slow, I can kind of see how you might get that confused, but that's not what took place, okay? So those text messages came from her. Also, people keep talking about this rape kit, but in the document, it stated that this is all according to her. So we don't have an actual rape kit, okay? In each line, when it's addressed about the kit, it keeps saying that according to Miss Abashi says that this was on the rape kit. Miss Abashi says this occurred, but we don't have any results from the rape kit. I think that's very interesting and odd. We also don't have anything that's stated from like a police report or according to police. That's not stated anywhere in this document. This is all hearsay coming from her and what she's saying. And like I said in the video yesterday, a lot of the things she's saying ain't making sense. Like the math ain't mathing. In the text messages, she's talking to Act as if he's innocent. Go back and look at that video and read that interaction and see if it makes any sense that she will be talking to her abuser that way. Someone who she's saying just brutally assaulted her like the day before. It just doesn't make sense. And on top of that, she's also saying that she was unconscious. All right. On page 12 of this document, there is a photo. I did not see this photo before making that video yesterday. But there's a photo from the security footage. Obviously, I can't show it, but it's a photo of the alleged assault, and she's claiming that she was unconscious and they were assaulting her limp, lifeless body. If you look at this photo, her legs are cocked up and she's holding them up. Her arms are also up. If you're unconscious and your body is lifeless and limp, your arms and hands are going to be laid flat to the concrete. Your legs are also not going to be cocked up, and you're not going to be holding them up if you're unconscious. That doesn't make any sense. And the guy who's like in front of her, if he was holding her legs up, his arms would be spread out this way, and they're not. They're straight down, like he's gripping her butt, but she's holding her legs and feet up and her arms up. So how are you unconscious? So that doesn't make sense either. Also, like I said, the police saw this full footage, decided not to press charges, and decided that there was no case. It also ended up getting taken to a grand jury, and they saw it and also threw it out and said there was no case. So it makes you think, All of these people who saw this footage, they deemed it to be consensual, apparently. So now she's trying to come out and go directly to Act and say that, he assaulted her and that he should be paying her because she was assaulted by him and these two men from this video. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Also, it's very important to note that she has a super shady lawyer, which I didn't even know about this initially. But if you look at the document, you'll see that it's signed by attorney Tyrone A. Blackburn. Okay, this attorney is known for basically trying to extort money out of celebrities. So he has sued several people, including Nicki Minaj. So Barb's out there, listen up, because he's against your queen. All right. So he represented Jennifer Huff. That was her name. And basically, he has worked with clients who were trying to get money out of celebrities. So he tries to bring a lot of media attention to these stories to embarrass these celebrities so that they end up settling out of court and just paying the money. That's basically been his angle. And you can look more into him because he's been accused of doing this several times. His name is Tyrone A. Blackburn. This is the lawyer that's on this woman's case that's accusing Act. He's done this so much that he's actually been reprimanded by a judge to stop taking these celebrity cases because it seems like he's just trying to force these celebrities' hand to pay money. So the judge told him, hey, chill out, stop taking these cases because all you're doing is getting a lot of media attention for them and you're trying to like hurry up and settle out of court to get money. Like they're picking up on what he's doing, that they're picking up on that he's being shady. So he has a terrible track record of doing this. So I think it's very interesting that she's working with him and he's the one who is bringing all of this to light. So I think it's very important to keep all of this in mind when you're having opinions on this particular case. And I get a lot of people just don't like Act. They don't fuck with him. So they want to believe this woman. And I mean, I get why people don't like Act. He does and says a lot of unlikable shit. But I think it's fucked up to just automatically take this woman's side, when all of the signs point to her being dishonest and all the signs point to this being a shady situation. People are so quick to just be like, oh no, let's demonize Act. He's the problem. He must have did this. Like that's fucked up. And I feel like this begs a larger conversation of women accusing men of SA and us being so quick to just believe it automatically. Like, we're just believing it blindly. Just because she's a woman, oh, she has to be telling the truth. Like, no, there have been several cases of women outright lying on men. When a woman comes out and says that she's been essayed, I feel like we all just collectively take her word for it. And that's just so dangerous. And I understand essay is a very sensitive topic. It's very delicate and it is fucked up because it is the reality for so many women. It does happen often. So I understand people wanting to have sympathy and to side with the woman, but it's very dangerous to just blindly believe everybody because there have been several cases where women have outright lied. I'm sure we all have heard of this taking place, and I even have experienced it in my own life. My cousin was a ball player, had a full scholarship. This girl lied on him, said he essayed her. He lost everything. He lost his scholarship, his job. She ruined his life, only to come out several months later and be like, oh yeah, I was mad, but it got out of hand and I didn't know how to admit to it. I'm sorry. And of course, she ended up facing consequences for that, whatever the case. This was like a big story in LA, by the way. I don't need to get into the details of that, but it was a big thing. And it was so fucked up that she was lying the whole time. My family was trying to beat her ass, okay? We couldn't find her. Well, I don't want to implicate myself. I wasn't part of that. But it's just so fucked up that this happens and we're so quick to be like, yes, the woman, she must be telling the truth. No, you have some people who have ulterior motives. Some people are hurt. Some people want money and they lie. So we have to use our common sense. And when shit ain't adding up, the math ain't mathing, I think it's okay to second guess it and to question it. I don't think it's right to just believe every single woman because she's a woman. Like, what the fuck? What type of logic is that? So look at this document yourself, read it over before you go yapping off at the mouth and thinking you know what you're talking about when you don't. Okay, very important. Don't be questioning my reporter abilities. What the fuck I'm talking about, because I read the shit, all right? And what I'm reading, it's like, this is a highly suspicious situation, a highly suspicious case. I don't know with 100% certainty. Obviously, I was not there, but I'm using my common sense. I'm using my critical thinking skills, and it just sounds like this is a money grab, and she's trying to just get some money out of him. And again, look into this shady ass lawyer, Tyrone A. Blackburn. That is her lawyer, and they're trying to settle out of court. Apparently, Ack is saying they don't want to go to court. All right, you can look up his shit and look at his videos or whatever, but they're trying to settle. They're like, no, we don't need to go through that. Like, they're just trying to get money out of him. So do your own research, look at this shit yourself. But like I said, I just think it's fucked up that we just, oh, the woman is always right. Like, bro, what? And again, I said that Ack is a weirdo, possibly. Go watch the video from yesterday. I said I don't trust him. Something ain't right with him. He may definitely be guilty of some other shit. But in this particular case, I don't personally think he is. Again, I don't know for sure. But using my common sense and reading this entire document, it doesn't sound like he's at fault for this. So that's my take on it. That's my update. Again, look into it yourself before yapping off at the mouth. Okay, we're going to lay this case to rest on my end. Okay, because this ain't my life. This ain't my goddamn situation. I ain't getting sued, so I ain't about to keep fucking talking about this. Anyway, I gave my thoughts, and that's that on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!